Good morning, Shayne.
Buenos dias.
How are you? How was your weekend?
Weekend was weekending. It was yeah, we had flag football playoffs, so that was fun. We
Oh,
won, still
already?
undefeated.
Flag
Yeah.
football playoff. Oh, Jack, our flag football at the Decatur Rec just started yesterday.
Okay, yeah, ours started about a month and a half ago.
Okay. And it's the playoffs. So did they make it or
Oh
what?
yeah, man, we undefeated. Mm.
Oh, you are. I heard the coach was an asshole.
Yeah, they don't like the coach. He go brash. This was a good game too because this was a team that we played before,
hmm
and so they jumped out early, got like a 14-point lead, and their coach was talking trash. Ooh, he was talking trash. Not to me, but to his players. He was like, "Oh, great job, guys! Way to lock in. Way to show them who we are. Yeah, now we're playing like we supposed to. This is how we supposed to play." Yeah, they lost the game, 36
Oh,
to 20. Yeah.
36 to 20.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
They scored one more time on a mistake, and there was nothing after that. We dominated them thorough the
Well,
whole game.
Jackson came. He was out there, and I heard this big crack of thunder. And I was like, oh, he should be here in about 10 minutes. And then it started pouring down raining, and I was like, "Where is he?" Then I hear another crack of thunder. I was like, "Jackson, what happened?" He
Where
said,
we at?
"The Thursday." He said they stopped when it was lightning. The first time was just thunder. I'm like, "Well, where there's thunder, there's
Yeah,
lightning." But
you
I'm
can't
like,
have one without the
somewhere.
other. Usually,
And then he was like, I said, "So what were you doing?" He said, "We were just still looking over the plays." I was like, "Okay, like where were the adults? Like, go home, children." Or were the parents saying, "Yeah, let's get the heck out of here"? He came home, he was drenched. So
mm.
anyway. Um, oh, I went to go see Barbie movie.
How was that?
It was cute. Margot Robbie is Barbie. She's Barbie. Even her hair looked like Barbie's hair, like fake, but fake. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cute. My friend's daughter gave it a 5 out of 10.
Do
So
you think she is a better Barbie than Reese Witherspoon in
oh, and
her
legally
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 Blonde
blonde.
days?
No,
I'm just saying, Reese
oh,
Witherspoon
she was
was
Barbie. Yeah, yeah.
she
Well,
was ah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was very she was very Barbie-esque. Yeah.
So who's the better Barbie, Reese
Well, Barbie was from an aesthetic
or Margot?
standpoint,
Yeah,
Margot Robbie. She looks like if your Barbie doll came alive, it would look like Margot Robbie. And in the beginning, yeah, but then it was like a Matrix theme, right? Blue green pill, you know what I mean?
okay,
She became enlightened, and then she was just like, once you're enlightened, you don't want to go back into that box, so to
yeah.
speak. So yeah. So yeah, but legally blonde. That I love those movies.
Legal Almonds in my
Yeah, I
top
love
10 movies
yeah,
of all
I love
time.
those. Yeah.
I'm grown at yo. Don't let me flip the TV and see Reese
And
Witherspoon
see,
Legally Blonde.
I
It's over. I'm stopping. I'm watching. Yo, Legally Blonde is my shit. Love it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I like the yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I don't remember the second one as much.
The second one was when she got the job as the internship at
I
the
thought that was the first one. That was the first one.
no, it's the second one was
What's
when
the
she
first?
was working at the
She
law firm.
graduated. No, second one.
Second
Mm-mm.
one was law firm, and the dude was trying to
Warner.
feel her up.
That was the first one. Warner was her boyfriend. He broke up with her when she was still in college. She thought he was going to
Right. And
propose,
then
and he
she
didn't. That's
worked
the
to
first
get
one.
no, then she worked to get the
That was the
Harvard Law.
no,
And then
you're
she
right.
got into Harvard.
That
And
was the
then
first one.
exactly. And the second one was when she
No,
was working
they were
at the
the
law firm.
interns
Oh
in the
my
first one.
no, they weren't the interns in
Yes,
the
they
first one.
were.
Internship
She was
was
an
the second
attorney in the
one.
second one. She was an intern
Lord
in the
have
first
mercy.
one.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna look it up now.
She was an intern in the first one with Selma Blair was the girlfriend. Yes, and the girl that they defended was in her sorority, and she was accused of killing her husband. That
Right.
was the first one. The second one was different. She was an attorney in the second one. The second, I don't.
Man, fuck. You're right. The
Yeah,
second one was when she was
I
in
don't really.
Congress. When she was in
Yeah, I
Congress
don't. I
trying to
think.
get the bill passed.
Yeah, and that one was. I don't know how that one was. I think I've only watched that one once, so I don't think that one's the classic that the first one is.
I thought it was two different movies in my mind.
Hopefully they'll make. I think were thinking about making another
Yeah, I
one.
heard that they were working on making another
Yeah.
one.
So anyway, before I get into the Barbie, let's get into more of it. Tell the people who we are, Shayne.
Oh man, who are we? We are two uncensored, seasoned corporate veterans who are here to pass along the lessons learned, over the course of our careers in hopes that you don't make the same mistakes. And if you do, you can at least smile while you're doing it.
Yes, absolutely. So Barbie. So there were some jokes in there that obviously that would go over some people's, some the kids' heads. But there was people were laughing. Like the movie, like Barbie and Oppenheimer has brought people back to the theater. Like I couldn't. I had to go at 8:40 to be able to get seats together.
You think it was Barbie and Oppenheimer? Because I felt like when we started getting the big movies like the Fast and Furious and all those, people
Well,
started coming back to the movie
I think that
theaters for those too.
Oppenheimer and Barbie have solidified. Like Barbie's been on top for several weeks. Like
Now
the
I'm
movies
hearing,
are still they're still sold out or close or like you look at the seat map and there's like front row and then like one. You know what I mean? So it's I think that that's solidified it. I think it was like Fast and Furious. It was the
the
Transformers,
Black Panther.
Mission Impossible. Yeah, I mean, but Black Panther brought people out, but not that brought out the Black Panther. All the theaters were, it was the movie theater, the parking lot was crowded when I went. Everybody wasn't just going to see two movies. So, and there was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing too. But there were a lot of kids in the theater, and it was at 8:40. So, but there's also, so it's been like a women's empowerment. Oh, there's a cardinal outside my window. Sorry. Squirrel. Um, like there's a women's empowerment thing going on this weekend because I'm watching this show on Prime Video called The Power, and these girls have this power where the electricity comes out of their, like they are
Oh yeah,
oozing
I'm wanting to see
electricity,
that. Yeah,
and it like the scenes when they're in Saudi Arabia and like the how they're treated and the women like take over. It's like their Saudi Spring. It's pretty powerful between those two things. Yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty cool.
That's the thing that's going on. I learned about free bleeding. Talking about women empowerment and like the whole movement thing. What's supposed to be a whole? You ever heard about free bleeding?
No, free bleeding. What is
Yeah,
that?
it's like no use of women feminine products while you're going through your menstruation process and trying to like show how women have to spend so much more money on feminine products than men over the course of their lifetime. And they shouldn't have to. So apparently it's a thing where women are just like, not.
That is insane.
It's
Are
a
they
thing.
using cups or
Using nothing.
pants? Okay, I
Nothing.
can't. We're not going to spend all the time on that. We are not because that is ridiculous. That's ludicrous.
Oh, that's funny.
That's ludicrous. That is
Yo,
insane.
yo,
That
yo,
is so
yo.
stupid. Oh my gosh. Who came up with that? Who gave it a name?
It was a runner. It's a woman. She was getting ready to run a race,
Lord have
and her
mercy.
thing came on, and she didn't have time to go get anything, so she decided to run the race with it bleeding like that. And then, it kind of came like this movement where it's like, okay, women shouldn't have to do anything. They shouldn't have to spend all this money on these products, and it's a thing.
Okay. And with that, we're going to
It's a thing.
yeah, that's and it's done. Okay, we're done with that. That's insane. Okay. Um all right, so so stupid. Okay. So, let's see. Now, you know that I think that we talked about it a few months ago how I think it was in San Francisco they were using robots as
Hmm.
police, like yeah, the robots
Yeah,
were
in New
police.
York they got little police dogs too.
Yeah, and but then in New York and San Francisco, once they got like I guess once the people got wind of it, they shut it down. Like, you're gonna have robots come and do what? Like, no, thanks not. Thank anyway. Thank you anyway. But now there's some use of drones, right? So there are several police departments across the country: Salem, New Hampshire; Gresham, Oregon; Laverne, Alabama. There's about 1,500 departments across the country that are using drones now, mostly for search and rescue, as well as to document crime scenes and to chase suspects. So they are experimenting with other uses like public safety warnings during emergencies. So it says it's a new space where regulations and safeguards appear to be lagging behind adoption. So,
I
um,
mean,
yeah.
we're
Somebody now I was reading where somebody was like, so now um I'm gonna get we're black people are gonna get shot by drones, but hopefully it'll be like one of those things where 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 the like we talked about the AI and
yeah.
technology in the washrooms. I said hopefully it won't see you.
Exactly. They keep that same energy when you
Just like the
developing.
soap dispenser doesn't see
Exactly.
me.
Keep that same energy in developing this product that you did when you was developing everything else.
Yeah. Okay. So listen. So the most well known police drone program is in the country is run by Chula Vista Department in Southern California. It began as a drone as a first responder in 2018. So a 911 call comes in, the department routinely sends a drone first to assist or assess what kind of human police response is necessary. That's like, no, it's just a fight or no. I mean,
I
what?
mean,
Like
but
somebody's
like
cat's in a tree. What?
I feel like this is kind of like the same thing we see with AI and everything else, where it's just the
Hmm.
next iteration of what we've already been doing. Because we already know we had like those bomb robots that police used to use, where they
Yeah.
send their bomb robots in and disarm, set off
They
bombs.
do they
So
probably I'm sure they probably still use those, right? I would think.
exactly. So it's
Yeah.
like, we've always been kind of using robots and AI. They just, a little fancier now or whatever. And
Hmm.
so now we have the really good ones that's being used. And so, um,
Yeah. So
started to be interesting.
so do you think it'll turn into the what was that movie? Minority Report?
Minority. I was just thinking that. Where we start getting arrested for crimes we haven't even committed yet. But
Right.
that
Like
shit, I
crimes you
don't
thought about.
listen. But black folk already been having that happen to us. So I mean, we already been living in the Minority Report because black men been getting pulled over for crimes because we just look threatening. We've been getting arrested
Oh,
because we
yeah, but
just
I mean, in
seem
Minority Report,
threatening.
it was the future, right? So they could see the future and
All right,
then
cops act like they
about
can see
how.
the future when they pull us over. Okay,
Yeah.
and if they can't, then they put something in our car to make sure that we fit whatever.
Sprinkle some crack like Dave
Sprinkle,
Chappelle.
sprinkle, sprinkle,
Sprinkle a little
sprinkle,
crack.
sprinkle, sprinkle. So black folk been living in Minority Report. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I guess coming to assess, it's like, okay. But isn't that what 911
Yeah, I mean, safety wise, that
is
makes
for?
sense. Like but I guess it would mean like how far away is the drone control center? Because
Right.
if you're
That's what I was thinking.
sending,
Like, how far are you? You're across
yeah,
town then.
like if you're sending the drone to assess, that means the drone should get there before the cops get there. But if the drone controls is only close by, that means the cops still got to get there and then send the drone up to assess the situation after. I mean, I don't know. Folks are always looking for a way to spend money, so
Yeah, they have a lot of money, it seems too.
Yeah, it seems like you would. Let's not spend it
Drones.
on homeless people or like
Yeah, drones.
tanks, little
Yeah,
military police
armor.
tanks,
Yeah.
armor cars, and
Yeah.
don't worry about
Um, well, civil
shitty
liberty
roads.
advocates are less enchanted. In a report published last Thursday, the ACLU, the senior policy analyst Jay Stanley worries that these kind of drone programs may normalize usage and usher in an era of pervasive, suspicionless mass aerial surveillance. He notes far more invasive turns that police drone usage could take, including warrantless surveillance of specific people, crime hotspots, or even whole neighborhoods or cities. So,
What? That sounds like exactly what happens to black people. Like I don't
yeah,
like
I know. I'm
it's
like, isn't that already a thing?
yeah, it's funny. It's cool when it happens to them. It's a problem when it's happening to us
Yeah.
because black folks. There was literally a story on last week where the couple were in where were they? They're in another city and for
Uh-huh.
an AAU tournament, and they got pulled over by the cops because they were just running plates as people drove by them, and they
Okay.
input the wrong number of the person's plate. So they thought that person
Oh.
had warrants, and a whole family full of black folks got pulled over, guns drawn on them, pulled out of the car
Oh
because
my
cops were just
gosh.
running plates. They've been doing this, but it's a problem when they start doing it to other people. Black
Yeah.
folks have been having their neighborhood surveilled for no reason.
Yeah.
I've been called hot spots. Ah, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
It's a
So that's what
story
he says.
when
It's another. He said he wonders if the usage won't just become another weapon in the war on drugs and the over policing and targeting of Black people, low income, and other and vulnerable communities. So
war on drugs. When we gonna admit that we lost the war? Like
yeah,
we've been
that's
having this
right.
war on drugs since the '80s, and the drugs still here. We lost. We should just legalize everything and give it some regulation.
Legal. Yeah. Well. Okay. That's yeah. Because I think there's some of the stuff you think like it's
Meth-
not coming in cars, so it's coming in through ports. So why can't they
just
fix
legalize this shit.
that?
Yo, I'm just saying, like legalization will cut out so much, but then you got to deal with folks trying to not make it legal. I guess because once you legalize cocaine, you further legalize marijuana. There's a lot of cartels and stuff that's going to be upset because their pockets going to get hit. But you can now regulate the shit. You can actually make sure that they are, certain levels of strength and certain level of, pureness to it. And vote, hey, man, it's like with alcohol. Everyone thought alcohol was the worst thing in the world. Legalize alcohol. Now we can, have a little bit more control over what's going on. No, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Okay.
You're not out here having, moonshine, bandits anymore running through the mountains in North Carolina or whatever. Right?
I bet that was some good stuff.
Hey,
Um,
sure it was.
okay. All right. So I know that you have a story that finally um, has come to there's a settlement.
Yes, 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 yes. In all things fair and just, we finally have a settlement with Henrietta Lacks. For those who don't know who Henrietta Lacks is, which is like, you know, I'd have to say impossible. But Henrietta Lacks was a black mother of five. And in 1951, she went to Johns Hopkins Hospital for treatment. And while they were not able to save her life, they took a sample of her cells without asking her. They're like, you know what? Let me get that. And so they took a sample of her cells, and in taking a sample of um, her cells were able to reproduce themselves inside of a laboratory, like no other human cells have ever been able to do before. And because of that, because of Henrietta Lacks, this black woman, they were able to develop vaccines for polio, coronavirus. They were able to develop hella treatments for cancer, Parkinson's disease, even down to the flu. Basically, Henrietta Lacks is the godmother of pharmaceuticals. Because of her cells, pharmaceuticals exist in the way they do today. And they never got permission to do so. And they never, ever, 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 ever paid her family any sort of royalties for the
Mm-hmm.
usage of her cells. Nothing. And her family sued. And what I did not know until a couple of weeks ago was the company that was behind all of this, because that was never known. That was never really public knowledge which company stole her cells. It was just known that they were stolen. Was Thermo Fisher, one of the biggest pharma companies in the world.
Right.
And it makes so much sense now. And so Thermo Fisher had to cut a
But how
check
did they
for it.
get them? Because I mean, she was in the hospital. Was the labs or something? I
It
mean,
had to be from the labs.
okay.
It had to be, they probably were funding some of the research labs at Johns Hopkins, which gave them the
Mm-hmm.
rights to the cells or whatnot. And so yeah, so they had to cut the Lacks family a check, and it was a nice little check because it is undisclosed amount.
Oh yeah, those undisclosed amounts.
Mm, it feels very Colin Kaepernick NFL-ish. It's like, here's a check, and please don't speak about this ever again. And it had to
Right.
be a check big enough to make Colin Kaepernick be like, all right, cool, I ain't speaking on it. And Henrietta Lacks family has been like, all right, cool, we ain't speaking on it, right?
Yeah,
Because
so
you have
many zeros that they had to turn check around to the back.
so many zeros. So, because you gotta think, yo, this is 1951. This was what, 80 years ago. For 80 years,
80
the
years.
pharmaceutical industry have been
Oh my
making
gosh.
billions and trillions off of her cells. Yo, that check was heavy. That was
Now,
heavy
do
check.
any of her descendants have this? Do their cells have the same superpowers that hers did?
I don't know. That would be interesting to find out, though.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see if it's just her or. And see, that seems that's how they could have been like, look, we want to do some research. Like we found that, that
Yeah,
Henrietta had these super cells, and we want to see if you guys do too, or like follow the
yeah,
family.
yeah. No, yeah, there would be like
They
the
could have
super
made it
family. Exactly.
yeah, inclusive or
But the arrogance of
something.
Thermo Fisher is apparently that the cell line that they use, they dubbed the cell line Gila, basically Henrietta Lacks. Like
Yeah,
they are so arrogant.
they
They
put it
were,
right out there.
we're gonna put it right out there,
Yeah,
and we still ain't gonna pay you nothing for it, and we're gonna expect you to love it. That you're not gonna get paid nothing for this
they're
until
like
now.
they didn't give it like a letters or
No, just
numbers
call it
or
Gila. Somebody was like, Gila, just call it Gila. It's fine. It's fine. We good.
that
We good.
lazy, lazy.
We good. And that's
Just
obvious,
lazy. They're not
nice.
even hiding it in plain sight,
Plain
right?
sight. They didn't care. And that's obvious that they didn't have, diversity around any board anywhere in their whole
Mhm.
organization for a very long time. Because, I mean, when they brought the idea to use her cells, No one said, let's get the family permission.
Yeah.
No one was like, maybe we should pay the family. Them
Yeah,
generation
it
after
was 50, so
generation of
yeah.
employees, even afterwards,
Mhm.
even
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
the leaders of the
Oh,
labs
but
in the
see,
60s,
afterwards,
70s,
it's
80s, it was
like,
like,
no, it's like, "Ooh, if we say anything, let's
yeah,
sleep
let's
in
just keep
dog's
it the way it
lap."
is. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, ain't nobody's making that big a fuss about it. Let's just
Yeah.
only a certain amount of educated persons even know who Henrietta Lacks is. So it's
Right.
not like it really matters,
I don't think
you
I would
know.
have known if it wasn't for the movie.
It's just like that. And you worked in
Yeah.
pharma. You worked in
Yeah.
pharma. It's like
Mhm.
let me tell you, before that movie came out, there are I would probably say 60% of persons in pharma had no idea who Henrietta Lacks was.
Right.
Right. And now we realize that she is basically the godmother of everything that we have today.
Mhm.
And I think that is definitely attributed to the movements in the last few years of persons wanting to see more diversity and wanting things to be equitable. And the family was
Mhm.
finally like tired of just, being quiet about it and was like, nah, run me some checks.
Right.
Run me some ducats. You out here
Right.
being Thermo Fisher. You out here making trillions of
Y'all hear
dollars.
thermoing.
You out here thermoing, you know what I'm saying? Off of my grandmama. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like my grandmama's making you trillions. Your family legacies are set up for generations. And my family out here living check to check. Nah, run us our
Mhm.
ducats. Run them
Oh,
ducats.
and I hope that the family or collective, whomever's getting the money, that they invest wisely and that they don't spend it all on hookers and blow.
I hope that they somehow find a way to own herself.
Yeah, foundationers. Yeah.
And then they charge in royalties to
Yeah.
everybody in the pharma industry who's using herself. Brad, I would if
They
they
could
got a
have
couple
money coming forever. I
Brad,
mean,
if they got a couple
that is
billion,
that's generational wealth.
I would invest a strong $100 million in a legal team to figure out
Mhm.
how to make sure that we own our grandmother selves.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they got a
Is
couple
that not
billion.
part of it? Or we
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what
They
the
don't do that.
settlement is?
Everything's undisclosed. Yeah. So I would definitely, if it wasn't, I would definitely
I saw
invest in
what's
the
his
legal
name there?
team.
Ben, what's his name? The super attorney that's everywhere now. He was Trayvon Martin's
Crump?
parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Benjamin Crump. I saw he was there with the family.
Oh, Ben Crump there. Money was
He's
involved.
everywhere. Yeah, he's everywhere,
Not
man.
only was money was involved, but things got done. Cause see, like there's other turns where like they around, like it's like I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. But Ben Crump, he gets stuff. He makes stuff happen.
Yeah, he does seem to make things
He
happen.
make things happen. But I'm just hoping
Mhm.
that they're smart about it and they because it's like in music industry, you want to own your masters.
Mhm.
That's where the money's at. Like
Mhm.
owning your masters. So I hope they own the masters of their grandmother's selves.
Speaking of owning masters, I know you only have black people ears.
I listen. There are a certain group of non-melanated individuals who are on my playlist, like very heavy. I love country music. I
I
am
love country music.
my
I
my.
rewatched the country music documentary last week.
Listen,
That Ken Burns.
I will go to a country concert. My wife will be like, "Yo, what are you doing?" She's like, "You gonna be the only one there." I'm like, "I know, but these my people." Like I don't know what to tell you. Like
Mhm.
when Travis Tritt is up there, when any of my boys when they up there, these Darius Rucker is up there, these are my guys. These are my
Yeah, I
guys.
love
I need to be
country.
up here and I need to be singing.
Well, I was saying that because of Taylor Swift, which is technically, I guess she was country
She
initially,
was,
which
wasn't
was
she, at one
what
point in time
but
years ago?
it's a weird country. It's like a Shania Twain
But
country. It's like that
Shania still
country
felt
pop.
country though.
She
Taylor don't even feel country no more.
No, she didn't initially. Well, now, yeah, it's just straight pop,
Yeah, it's just straight
but
pop.
you know how her stuff was her masters were stolen from her and sold, or not stolen, but they got sold. She wanted them, they got sold, so she redid all of her albums
Damn,
and had little nuances
to
so that
change it
they would
up.
be mhm.
Oh, so she
She's
remastered
smart.
everything.
Yeah, yeah, she did. Now and there
Woo!
and a lot of the radio stations like iHeart, which is a conglomerate, agreed to only
Play
play
hers.
her new versions.
Yeah,
She's a smart
wonderful.
cookie. I would have
Or
went
her
to go
people
see her,
smart.
but yeah, well, no, I think she's smart. No, I'm not going.
I don't know. I've never even
Smart, she's
I've never
smart, smart
even listened to Taylor
people.
Swift
Yeah.
talk, so I don't know. Like
Oh, you
Taylor
should.
Swift is on my playlist though. Our
Okay.
song, like our song is a slim screen door. That song, yeah, that's my shit. I love that fucking song.
Yeah, I would have went to go see her, but I was not trying to make life choices to go see Taylor Swift, like my mortgage or
I'll
Taylor
make life
Swift.
choices to go see like Rihanna, Beyonce, Janet Jackson.
But okay, so tell everybody what you did about Beyonce.
Oh, what do you mean? Like, I bought Beyonce tickets immediately when they came on sale, months and months, so in January, whenever the fuck it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, and got the VIP. So when I go to concerts, when my wife and I go to concerts, we only go where it's worth it. So we'll sit up front, we'll get
Mm-hmm.
like really nice seats or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
we got a whole VIP package or whatever. And
How
then
much was that VIP package?
VIP package
How much was
total
that VIP
probably
package?
about like $2,800. It wasn't that bad at all. It was like
Okay.
28
All right.
$2,900. And
Mm-hmm.
then we're like, I wonder what the return on investment would be on these tickets.
And so that was the VIP. So so everybody can visualize this. The VIP is like there's a stage,
Yeah,
on
so
the
there's a
right and the left,
stage.
there's the VIP, like a
Right.
little.
There's actually several different VIPs when you go to a
Okay.
Beyonce concert. We
Okay, I'm
had
sorry. Enlighten us.
so we had the Alien VIP package, which is kind of we're in an elevated
Right, right,
area
right.
where
Yeah, I
we
saw
kind of
that.
like are right near the
Mm-hmm.
stage, and we have our own
Mm-hmm.
bathrooms, our own food area. Everything is in that little space
Wow.
right there,
Wow,
right? And
wow,
so
wow.
we did that, and we are like, wonder what the return on investment would be. And so I was like, all right, cool. Let me resell my tickets, and resell them. Basically, made like 200% on my tickets or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
That's ladies and gentlemen, is the Beyonce bump.
that's the Beyonce bump, homie. Trying to tell you. Trying to
Beyonce
tell you.
everywhere between her and Taylor Swift, they're like revitalizing the country. I
It's like,
mean, they
oh,
are
okay.
pouring money is getting poured into places. Anywhere they go, you just see like
People are literally making life choices. You saw there was one girl on at the last concert she just did. She pulled up a sign saying,
DC because my girlfriend went to DC.
yeah, it
Was it
might have been.
DC?
She was like, I requested
That was
time off.
Saturday.
I requested time off. They didn't let me.
So
So
she
I went
quit.
and I got fired or whatever.
Help me.
Beyonce. Beyonce got everybody hyped up off that Renaissance album. You know what I'm saying? And folks was like, I'm out.
She lost her
She
job.
lost her job to go see
She
Beyonce.
lost, and now what? She gonna be living in a shoe.
I hope she get internet famous.
Hopefully they'll start. Did she start a GoFundMe?
I hope so. I don't know. I just saw
That
the sign up
is
there. But here's
Beyonce's like, children, stay in school. Stay in school.
she be looking
Come
out for her
on
people though,
now.
because that same concert was it the Metro or whatever. Because the concert started later, the Metro was going to be shut down. So Beyonce's team paid an extra $100,000 to the city Metro so they can keep the Metro running for an extra hour,
Yeah,
so her
because
people can get home.
I did hear that she's notoriously late and she doesn't have an opener. So I think she started in DC at like 9:30. We're supposed to.
But it was supposedly because of the weather that she started later.
Oh, okay.
But
Was the
yeah,
weather
she paid
bad?
for it. Yeah, she see how
No,
you
she's
call
a
the
class
city.
act.
You be like, yo, hey, keep them buses running. Keep them
She's like
fucking
Malcolm X.
buses running. You know
She's
what
like
I'm
Malcolm X. She's
saying?
like, she's like Malcolm X going to save brother. What's his name? Whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, when he was in jail, yeah, he
Right.
had all
Yeah,
those people
yeah.
with him. Yeah, yeah.
Like
Yo,
Beyonce makes a call and she just.
it's done. It's done. Nah, y'all don't worry about getting home. I got
So
them buses outside.
are you sad that you didn't go?
Nah, I mean, I am of the belief that I'm still gonna go. I'm just gonna get
Okay.
better. I'm just gonna get better
She's
seats.
done. I mean,
No,
but
our concert is this week.
oh, you're gonna go. Oh, yeah, because I heard from a friend that the night before Ticketmaster opens up, um, they open up seats, like, and they sell them at face value
Yeah,
24
they
hours
want
before.
everything packed out. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So so you're still gonna go. You'll
yeah.
probably get good seats. I mean, she's coming to Atlanta like 3 days. Um, and there's some good it look like there's some good seats. I just can't I don't know if I can be around all those people. It's just a lot of people. I need a VIP area with my own food and my own
That's what I did
bathroom,
last
but I
time.
am not trying to pay. Mm-mm.
It's like my wife, like she wasn't too excited about the Renaissance album.
Mhm.
So this
That's probably
tour,
one of my favorite albums.
this tour isn't like big, but if like the next world tour where it's like her
Mhm.
and Jay, and it's like everything they hold compilation albums,
Yeah, yeah.
shit. Cause
My
I
sister
might go
said that
2 or 3
that
times to
one,
see
the
it.
what was that tour
Yeah,
called?
on the run
On the
tour.
Run tour. She
Yeah.
said there was because you're getting two concerts, 2 concerts in one.
The next on the run tour, we might go to several countries to see it multiple times. You
Well,
know what I'm saying?
remember Remember when I don't know what the album was, but I was pregnant with Ariel. But show me what you got was on that album, and he
Uh,
was doing hangar
yeah.
concerts at hangars, and I was trying to get to the hangar at Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson Airport. I was I was like 9 months pregnant, and it was really cold. It was February, it was freezing. I was like, I want to go to that concert, and a friend of mine could have got me tickets. He's like, Trish, you should not be out there pregnant
Did you
at a concert,
know?
throwing up the rock.
Did you know that there's going to be a now private VIP terminal at Hartsfield?
You told me that, Shayne.
Yeah, they just made it official. TSA screening, drinks, food, shower, spa, day beds. It's officially opening on September 6th.
Oh,
I
you
told
told me
you,
about it. You did. I couldn't
I
find
told you,
anything.
like, listen, I be knowing what the streets be saying. You know what I'm saying? The streets told me this was happening. Now
So it's a private terminal?
yep, it's going to be the private luxury terminal opening in September 6th. It was formerly known as the private suite. Uh, they
What?
operated out of Los Angeles, and now they are opening their official area in Atlanta, September 6th.
And so all right, so how does one
Hey,
get
if
to
you got
that
to ask
area?
that question, that means you can't get to that
I
area,
know,
homie.
right?
That
I
ain't for
know.
you. If you got to ask
It
that
ain't for
question,
me.
that means it
Okay.
ain't for you. It ain't
Okay.
for you.
Like the family that were traveling on Emirates, and they had a suitcase, let's say it was um Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Let's just say, okay. And they had I think a Birkin sitting on top of it. Now the Birkin alone was, I think, six figures,
Mm-hmm.
over $100,000.
Easy.
But then in the bag alone, but then inside was like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry. And they were just talking, I guess, chit-chatting, waiting to board, and somebody took off with it. They didn't even notice until they were like, "Oh, let me look," and it was gone.
Where
So
were they?
I don't, you know what? I don't remember, but they were flying Emirates.
That feels very Atlanta-like.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know. I think I want to say it was another country, but I'm not. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to look it up.
I was walking through Atlanta. Somebody stole my phone out my bag.
Where's your bag?
On my back?
In your back pocket?
No, on my back. I had my book bag, and
And
I
they went
had one of
in.
my cell phones. No, I carry like 3 cell phones, and I had one of these phones in the bag. And then when I got sat down to the terminal area, the phone gone. I was like, God damn, all right. Applaud to you. Good job, Atlanta. Good job.
Wow. Um. So I don't know where it was, but I'm thinking now. I know Emirates, like their first class is off the
All
chain.
the
First
way.
of all, they
My
have
God.
what? They have a lounge. They have a lounge in there. They have showers.
The
I
beds,
mean,
the
the
chairs
beds.
lay back.
Yeah, right.
My
And you have
God.
a little closed. Yeah, you're just totally closed in. Your own little personal iPad,
I
all
need to
that
find
stuff.
out how many Emirates babies are running around in this world.
It's so funny. They make it very. They make it so easy to be in the Mohawk Club. It's like, who
Bruh, I'm
cares?
just saying, like, there
Who
gotta be. I need
cares?
to know the Emirates
The
babies out
shower's
there.
huge. I mean,
Where are the
yeah,
Emirates babies at?
yeah.
Goodness gracious.
But so I'm sure that costs a mint, because I was at first I was like, if you have that much money, if you have $100,000 purse, then why aren't you flying private?
Well,
But
sometimes
Emirates, it's
it basically feels like private.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
It does.
if
So
you sit in first class in Emirates, you
yeah,
don't even know what the common life is in the back. That is like
back in steerage.
where's what are those people doing back there?
Yeah.
It's like when John Travolta's child flew commercial the first time. She was like, "Who are all these people on Daddy's plane?"
Right. That's so funny.
That's why I love that story. Like
Who are
that.
all these people on right? Because they had a
John,
hangar
yeah,
at their
John
house
flies his own plane,
with a
and
747.
the one time he had to make his family had to fly commercial, the daughter was in shock. She didn't know what
Who
was
are
going on.
these people on Daddy's
Who are
plane?
all of these commoners on this fucking plane?
How do all these motherfucking
Who
people get on this
are these?
motherfucking
Who are these people? I don't know them, Mama. I don't know these people.
snakes on the plane?
I don't know that man, Kiki Shepard. I don't
Right.
know that man. Who are
Oh
these
my
people?
gosh.
Yeah, so I'm sure you'll know somebody who'll know somebody, and you'll be in the VIP area next time you
Oh, I
fly.
hope so. I don't think I know anybody. I need to get
You know,
out more.
stop it.
I
This,
know people, but
Trish is lying,
they're
y'all.
not
She
trying to
know
put me. They're
everybody.
not trying to put me on.
She know
Maybe
everybody.
I need to
She know
see.
everybody. She's
I
gonna
just
be in the VIP area
I just
next
want to
time
be
she
put on.
flies.
I just want to be put on. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to come around you to get put on. Just put me on. Just think
Listen,
of me.
it's done. One of
Think
your
of
people
me.
right now, they just put your name on the list. They're like, oh, let me make
Okay.
sure, and
All
you
right.
on the list.
That's like that thing. What's it? The when you check in and you to go through the thing where it just sees you in the air, the ether.
Are you talking about like clear
Not
or?
clear. The other thing where they don't remember they have it in Detroit where you just literally walk into the terminal and it knows you're there and I can't remember what it's
Oh,
called. It's like the
interesting.
way it's like TSA, but it's even you don't
More
even really have to go.
advanced than
You just
TSA.
really walk through because
Walk through.
it knows who you are. Some crap.
That's dope.
I never get it. Jay, all when I book his flights, he always gets it.
Delta
It's
has
like
one too now.
it's like
Delta,
that's what I'm talking. Like, do you want so and so? Whatever it's called, I can't remember. Somebody help me. But and I opt in for him. I'm like, Jay, you don't have to. So you like with Clear, if you have Clear and pre-check, you go on, you get the Clear, then they do that. They don't even do that much. They don't even do that. It just knows
yeah,
who you
Delta's
are.
called. I forgot the name of it,
What's
but
it
yeah,
called?
Delta Digital ID.
Yes, yes, yes. You
Yes,
don't. That's it. It has your stuff stored.
yeah.
You just walk right through.
When I was last time I went out flying, I got Delta Digital ID. I didn't even know what it was. I just looked at my ticket. I was like,
Uh
oh,
huh.
on my phone. I was like, oh, what is this? And then the Delta lady was like, nah, you don't come through here, dude. You just go right over there. I'm like, over here? She's like, yeah, just walk right in.
And you just walk right
You just
through.
walk right through. I wonder if it has to do with the fact that you have like global entry or TSA Clint or TSA already.
Jay has TSA.
Yeah, I have
He has
TSA too.
pre-check. I don't have. You know what? I messed up when I left the country. I should have signed up for it because I could have got
Yeah.
did the application process when you come back in. It's so much quicker than standing in line at
Yeah, you got to get global
customs.
entry.
Right, but now I've got to go to another country to even get an appointment. I mean, not another country, another city.
Oh, me
Like
too.
how you did. You had to go to DC,
Houston.
didn't you? Oh,
Oh, my wife had to go to Virginia,
and
and
you went to
then mine was
Houston
in Houston. Yeah.
and you went?
But I mean, what else you supposed to do? Because if I
Oh.
waited to try to go in North Carolina, I would have to wait years.
Well, the back
Years.
because I paid for it, right? I've paid the whole application
Yeah,
fee.
me too.
I'm
Everything was
just
done.
waiting for thing, but I guess it'd be easy for me to leave the country and
Just
come
pick
back
a
in to
state.
do it.
Nah, you take a quick little hop flight to another
I
state.
don't want to go. I don't want to get. I hate flying. I don't want to get on a
You
flight.
fly all the time.
No, I don't. I don't think
Oh
so.
my
I don't
god.
like it.
Yo, your frequent flyer miles is probably through the roof.
No way,
You are
Shane. Are you
definitely
my
Delta
publicist?
Platinum. You are
Are you?
definitely Delta
No way. Are you
Platinum.
my publicist?
You are definitely Delta Platinum.
You're my hype man. You're my Are you my Flavor Flav? Are you like? Are you on the payroll? Are you for
Every
my
time
Flavor
I come
Flav?
around, you jet set to Chicago
No,
for a
that's not
pizza.
me. That's not me. That's my sister Gina. She is
And
out.
your mom.
She's
Your mom be flying a lot too.
yeah, she does. But she's Diamond Medallion because for work. But then she wasn't traveling as much after COVID. So she had like last year, she had to take all these flights to maintain her status. She went to Dubai. She went to Palm Springs. She didn't get out. She just got to the airport. Like it wasn't
Turned
just
around and
like
came
off
back.
and came right back.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Like,
because
well, I don't even want
it
to
was the
see.
end of the year, and they were like,
Yeah.
I was like, you went to Dubai, that wasn't enough. She's like, nope, it wasn't enough. She had to go. She's like, where can I go? They're like Palm Springs. She went to Palm Springs, got there, got off the plane, and got right back on another one and came back
That is funny.
to
That's
maintain her
hilarious.
status. But that stuff's serious because I mean, she calls when she calls Delta, she's like EF Hutton. Like I call, they're like put you in the queue for 30 minutes or whatever. Maybe they call you back,
Nah,
whatever. She
you
calls.
get the 5 minute queue. You don't get the 30-minute queue like everybody else. Your
Yeah,
queue is 5 minutes.
it can be a quick queue, but hers is like, "Hello, Miss Dempsey, how are
Yeah,
you
they know
today?"
her
They
personally.
know, like they know it's her, right? They
She
know
got
it's
her own
her.
personal concierge over at
Well,
Delta waiting for her.
I remember a friend of mine. His daughter was traveling alone, and something was wrong with the flights. It was during COVID where you could not get through. It was six
Yeah.
hours. He held for 6 hours.
Shit. I
And
wish I knew what to do.
they never picked up. And then, you just put the phone down. I did that once too, where I put the phone down and they just eventually hung up or disconnected. So he was like, couldn't get through. And he called Gina and Gina called, got right through, got it taken care of. So yep. So anyway. All right, what else?
Nothing, man. About that time. But big shout out to all the black folk down there in Montgomery, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? We'll end today with that great little story. This weekend, apparently there was, everyone was out on the river enjoying the water life. And there was a party boat getting ready to dock, but there was a pontoon boat there that was having their own little party in docking space. And the black security guard at the dock was trying to get the pontoon boat to move out the way. The pontoon persons decided they did not want that. And they were feeling quite disrespected that the dock security guard would even ask them to move. And therefore, these inebriated riders of this pontoon boat decided to take it, passengers decided to take it upon themselves to jump off their pontoon boat onto the dock and go fight this lowly black dock worker. And yes, everyone on the pontoon boat was white. And therefore,
but I'm sure the heat played a part in that.
He did not. You can watch the
video.
No,
not him. The heat.
Oh, the heat.
People are not thinking. They're not thinking properly.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
alcohol. That's a bad combination.
That was a bad idea.
Water, yeah.
Because all the black folks that were standing around at that moment decided that was not going to happen. They were not just going to stand around and watch this one security guard get his ass beat by 4 or 5 drunk white guys. And so then black folks started coming out of everywhere. I'm talking everywhere. There was one dude who jumped off the party boat and swam to the dock to help fight. He jumped in.
What stroke did he do?
Listen, he breaststroke. He did away with so many stereotypes. One, black folks ain't united. One, black folks can't swim. He did it because and it wasn't a struggle. It was like, he had training. He knows how to swim. His strokes were steady. They weren't like he was going, and he got up there, whoop, up on the dock,
and still had enough energy.
Still had enough energy to fight afterwards. There was an older man sitting there fighting somebody with a chair. He's beating one of the dudes in the head with a chair. The black women came out there to grab up on the white women because the white women were even beating on the security guard. Like literally, they were just beating the security guard's ass for trying to get them to move out the way. They just want them to move, and they just. Anyway, so that was Montgomery, Alabama is in a very state of a divide this morning.
Oh my gosh, that's sad. That's so sad. Yeah. Well, we have one more thing because I guess we have to talk about something work related, right? Zoom is making its staff return to the office.
Oh yes, now isn't that crazy? That Zoom why does Zoom even have an office? Is my question. Why does
use Zoom, people use your own stuff.
Why does Zoom even have an office where they got to send people to come back to? I've been like, bro, that doesn't make any sense.
Right, Zoom's not even you practicing what they preach.
That's like Trojan condoms endorsing Plan B. Like what? Like why are you? Why? Don't just use Trojan, use Plan B as well. Exactly. Yeah. No, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. Zoom should not have an office.
Yeah, it says they're calling it a structured hybrid approach, meaning that employees that live near an office need to be on site 2 days a week.
Those 2 days better be the most popping ass 2 days you have me in the office.
You better have because it's most effective for the video conferencing service. What?
Nah, homie.
As a company, we are in a better position to use our own technologies, continue to innovate, and support our global customers. We'll continue to leverage the entire Zoom platform to keep our employees and dispersed teams connected and working efficiently, the company said. Somebody said, pointing aside the irony, Zoom isn't excluded from the return to office trend that's sweeping tech companies. In most recent months, Google, Amazon, and Salesforce have enacted similar policies, ending the COVID era approach that gave employees more freedom to work from home.
I will never understand why they want people back in the office.
Yeah. It says that companies have faced some pushback from employees after, they grew. I mean,
you think?
Hello, you've been doing it for 2 years that you've proven you can do your job well from home. Why do you need to be in? Because when the next pandemic comes, you're just going to be at home again.
Yeah, that's not going to sit well. They're going to see a massive, another massive amount of resignations due to people just going to companies that allow them to work from home. Because, I'm not working for Zoom. And then I got to tell my friends I got to go in the office.
Exactly.
What kind of shit is that? What?
That's not even good word of mouth.
That doesn't even make any sense. No. What?
That makes absolutely no sense. No sense. Hey, I don't see our thing, Shayne. We're supposed to have our ticker banner.
Oh no.
There it is. Sorry.
There you go.
All right, so
Oh, we fancy right here at the
yeah,
end.
look
That
at us.
works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right at the end. Right at the end. We got our subscribe on YouTube and Spotify. So okay, in our accountability corner, my sister Sonia is in it because they were driving home from New Haven. They took their daughter to school. And I was like, "What is that noise in the background?" She's like, "Oh, Bill's work listen to a podcast." I said, "It better be mine." And it
It be your
wasn't.
own people.
It
It be your
wasn't.
own
They were
people.
he was listening to something else, so they put ours on. So she's like, where do I find it?" I was like, you're
Everywhere.
fired." Then she's, "Yeah, where to tell her? Tell my
Who
sister
else?
Sonya where to find us."
Son, you can go
Shayne.
find us on Twitter. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify. You can find us on IG. You can find us on. You may even see us on LinkedIn. You know,
Yes, more
there
LinkedIn.
is nowhere where you may be that we are not there. And if you are to the point where you don't even want to type in our names, you can just talk to Alexa.
Talk to Alexa. She has one because I bought it for
Alexa know
her.
where
It's in
we
her
at.
kitchen.
Alexa know where we
Yes.
at. She can find us.
Yeah, and yeah, and she doesn't have Spotify because I was like, "You need to like and subscribe." She said, "How do I do that?" I was like, "You do have to log into Spot." I don't have Spotify. Is it free? Yes, it's free. Go get Spotify, create an account, and become a subscriber, and then like it. That way, you'll get notifications.
Subscribe
So
to us on YouTube as well. You know, we're trying to
yeah,
get them
and
numbers
then
up.
or if you can't do any of that, type in 2liverecruiters.com every
Boom, go to the
episode.
website. We got our own
Then
website.
buy a T-shirt while you're there.
Man, just go see it. Right? We trying to do this forever. Like I don't want we
Yes,
ain't trying to work for nobody no more. We
right.
trying to
We don't
work for
want to grow
y'all.
up. We're a Toys R
Yeah,
Us
we're
kid.
working for the people. That's all. We're working for the people.
So funny. All right. Well, that's it then. And
That's
look, and
it.
we're at 46
46 minutes.
31.
Look at us
Yeah.
getting all efficient and
All
shit.
efficient. All right. Okay. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, Shane.
Adios.
All right. I can't stop it.
Just get right there.